Hello everyone, coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Raw Wing Report. As you see the man, Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch has a lot to say. Becky Lynch wants to get her hands on Trish Stratus. What's Becky Lynch's intentions to the former Hall of Fame worthy Trish Stratus? We'll see what Becky Lynch has to say as she returns to get her hands on Trish. We'll talk about that as well. Also, too, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, will get his hands on Brock Lesnar. The Brock Lesnar had told him about a match that they wanted to have. Brock never said what the fight was going to be. But Cody responds to Brock's challenge. We'll get to that. As well as the debut of Gunther. Gunther, the Intercontinental Champion, has been drafted to Raw a couple weeks ago on the draft. Gunther makes his Raw debut for the draft. But Gunther awaits to see who's going to fight him for the Intercontinental Championship at Night of Champions. We'll get to see in this Battle Royal coming up. We'll talk about it as well as this. Nakamura versus The Miz one-on-one. Can Nakamura impress it on his debut on Raw? We'll talk about it as well. And a lot of stuff. The Women's Tag Team Championship match we thought we were going to have has been changed. It's going to be Raquel Rodriguez taking on Chelsea Green coming up. All this and more. You see all this segments and stuff at the Pro Wrestling Show start right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kenny Dix here. Glad you can join us here on the Pro Wrestling Show, Raw Ring Report. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, or just subscribe. Here, like we said, a lot going on in the Raw Ring Report. A lot of stuff going on. The Tag Team Champions have a target on their backs. But we're gonna get to it right now. Speaking of that, we're gonna get to this. We're gonna get to the Judgment Day. Kicked off Raw. The Judgment Day kicked off Raw. Damian Priest, Finn Balor, SmackDown Women's Champion Rhea Ripley, and Dominic Mysterio all in the ring. The Judgment Day was that. But they got confronted by the tag team champions, the undisputed tag team champions, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, who looking for a gripe and spoiling for a fight. Judgment Day didn't hold back one bit. The Judgment Day targeting Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. Like I said, the tag team champions are finding out the hard way. Now they're defending the tag team titles the way they didn't want to defend it. Finn Balor and Damian Priest went on the attack, as well as SmackDown Women's Champion Rhea Ripley and Dominic Mysterio attacking the tag team champions. One thing about the tag team champions, they're not quitters. They're gonna fight for their stance and fight for their everything they have. Well, it was made official. They're not for the main event. The Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest taking on Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, the tag team champions, but in a non-title match, so it really didn't count. But if they won, the Judgment Day won, they will probably be in contention for the tag team championship down the road. Speaking of that, Shinsuke Nakamura's Raw's newest latest draft pick goes against The Miz. Miz and Nakamura had a match. Nakamura looking impressive, as he always do. Nakamura finding a new lease in life on Raw. Shinsuke Nakamura won his match against Miz. Just using Miz as a mid-card wrestler when you think about it. Miz is just that. He's just mid-card and stuff. But, hey, that's what Miz is. We're mid-card talent and stuff. But hey, you know how the Miz goes and Miz flows and stuff. So Shinsuke Nakamura wins his match against the Miz. Speaking of that, SmackDown Tag Team Champion Raquel Rodriguez was in Adam Pearce's office with Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce got a long history together when they was both matchmakers. But Adam came up with the idea that, hey, since Liv Morgan, we told you too, Liv Morgan she wasn't able to compete tonight. Liv Morgan out with an injury. We don't know what's going on with Liv, but Liv should be recovering sooner rather than later. Sooner. But the match was made here. Sonya Raquel Rodriguez taking on Chelsea Green in a match. Raquel Rodriguez pin got she got rid of Chelsea Green quick and took Chelsea Queen out. But she got ambushed from behind by Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, who now are official members of the Raw brand. And Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey lay down the gauntlet that they're going to challenge Liv and Raquel for the tag team championships at Night of Champions. So they're going to fight at Night of Champions between these two women. E14. Uh, uh, we be seeing Ronda and Shayna being tag team champions. That could be a possibility. We just have to wait and see, but it's official. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler team up against Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan for the women's tag team championship. Speaking of that, we want to talk about this battle royals. Know about battle royals and stuff. That battle royals indeed. Well, some of these men will compete for opportunity to win, to earn a shot at the Intercontinental Championship battle royal. We saw Gunther came out of nowhere. Gunther looking to see who was going to step up and challenge him for the Intercontinental Championship. Gunther wants to know. We know that Gunther, who's been impressive on SmackDown, now Gunther part of the Raw roster. I saw decent. I saw real. When we get to it one day, I saw pictures of Gunther. Gunther used to be big, like he was chubby. Now he's kind of like lean, thick, and muscular. Like he's drinking a lot of protein shakes or something. But Gunther, um, he found out who was going to challenge him for his Intercontinental Championship. I really thought Johnny Gargano was going to do it, but it wasn't. It was Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali will get a shot at the Intercontinental Championship at Night Champions. Because Mustafa Ali dethroned Gunther's long historic reign, as Gunther has been the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of the modern era in the last 25 years, 35 years at least. So Gunther and Mustafa Ali battle for the Intercontinental Championship at Night of Champions. Well, we get to this. The man, Becky Lynch, made a rare appearance on Raw. She came back after Trish Stratus tried to mock her, and Trish Stratus didn't see it coming. Becky Lynch, the man, came out there walking, and Becky Lynch issued a challenge to Trish that she wants a match against the legendary Stratus at Night of Champions. And Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus will meet at Night of Champions. But we know next week, Becky Lynch saying something about Trish Stratus talk about her motherhood. And now we know that her motherhood could be at stake. We know this. Trish Stratus and Becky Lynch will meet face to face, but this time in a contract sign to make it official. Trish Stratus and Becky Lynch go one on one, and we'll see between these two women who got what it takes. We'll see how that's going to play out eventually down the road between Trish Stratus and Becky Lynch at Night of Champions. Well, speaking of champions, SmackDown Women's Champion Rhea Ripley confronts Natalya. Rhea Ripley and Natalya come toe to toe, and Rhea Ripley and Natalya might meet as Night of Champions for the SmackDown Women's title. It's kind of weird. The SmackDown Women's title on Raw. I'm okay. It is what it is. But I don't even know where they want to call it. But it is what it is. Well, Rhea helped out her buddy Dominic Mysterio defeat Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods really didn't stand a chance over Dominic with the help of Rhea. So Rhea paying dividends to SmackDown Women's Champion, paying dividends to what she's going to do down the road. Also, too, speaking of that Battle Royal, JD Madonna made his debut and attacked Dolph Ziggler. Maybe they're going to have a feud with JD Madonna and Dolph Ziggler, and we'll see how that's going to play out eventually. Well, Captain Kelly had interviewed JD Madonna. JD Madonna didn't care about what was going on. All JD Madonna cared about was him. After Captain Kelly had interviewed him earlier about what his plans are. Well, if you won't believe this is kind of telling right here. If you see Captain Kelly was stunned, Finn Balor stood over, watched JD Madonna, so you can tell Finn Balor is going to recruit JD Madonna into the Judgment Day, and they're going to go forward from there within the Judgment Day, heading up to that. Also, too, Paul Heyman making some negotiating moves. Heyman being the slickster that he is, he even had on his cell phone visit. One thing about Paul Heyman, he used to bring that gimmick back in the '80s with that cell phone gimmick. Now the gimmick got a little bit more modernized. Him talking on the phone. It kind of reminded me of somebody I know. Somebody I know that do that all the time. But Heyman was making deals and negotiating. Heyman even made a deal negotiating with the Imperium. I don't know what's going on with that. Since Imperium being on the back of the tag team champions and targeting the tag team champions. I think the Imperium wants with the last week at the Imperium Vinci and what's his name called them out. We just have to wait and see how that's gonna go. Eventually we'll tell you a little bit later. Well, Seth Rollins had a unique journey. He's journeying on to becoming the face, the FCW champion. Prior before he went to WWE, he was Tyler Black in Ring of Honor. Even to the point that he became Mr. Money in the Bank, the WWE champion. He competed for the Universal Championship. He won the Universal Championship. Seth Rollins won the Royal Rumble, had a lot of accomplishments. Well, Seth Rollins did a sit down interview. I guess they were doing it like ESPN style. Seth Rollins did a career retrospect on his whole career from the Shield to FCW to now to the fans singing his music. Seth Rollins feels that he is worthy of becoming a world heavyweight, and I think he should be world heavyweight champion because of the reaction he gets. Seth Rollins even shared life against Roman Reigns, and they'll talk about that next week and what he really thinks about Roman becoming a champion that don't want to defend the championship as well as he should. But like I said about Roman Reigns, we just have to wait. Roman Reigns more focusing on that booty, maybe focus on Bailey's booty than ever. But that's just a joke right there. But Seth Rollins laying out that he should be the world heavyweight champion. You know, Triple H was the first WWE version of the world heavyweight championship. And Seth Rollins rechristened that. We have to wait and see. Well, speaking of that, Indusher made their debut. Indusher did quick work with Jinder Mahal in the corner. Jinder wasn't really talking about much, but Jinder was trying to make his point across. The Indusher is here. Hopefully this time it'll work like they did with Veer is coming and all the other places. We'll see. And with Jinder Mahal being a manager and a wrestler, we just have to wait and see how this is going to go. Speaking of that, Cody Rhodes made his triumphant return. Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, came back and accepted Brock Lesnar's challenge. Cody did it at Backlash. He barely escaped, but this time it could be totally different. We don't know what kind of fight Brock Lesnar is going to have in store. One thing about Brock Lesnar, don't forget it. And Cody said that he has to push Brock Lesnar aside. If he don't, he's going to force Brock Lesnar to do so. So I think there's a lot of implications going on with Cody, Brock, with the passing of the torch issue. So Cody Rhodes saying he has to break Brock Lesnar down to get to where he needs to go to get to Roman or whoever. That was what he's had to do. Also, too, Zoe Starks setting a few up with herself and Candice LeRae. And the Candice LeRae tried to stand up for Nikki Cross at the Zoe Starks, saying that Nikki Cross is a freak and saying that Candice and her family are weird and stuff. Zoe Starks and Candice LeRae may have a feud coming up this forward than you ever think. So we'll have to wait and see on that. Well, it was the main event. The Undisputed Tag Team Champions, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, took on the Judgment Day's own Damian Priest and Finn Balor. Well, We ain't no question about that. Damian Priest and Finn Balor won the match with Finn Balor hitting the coup de grace on Sami Zayn to get the win, which absolutely make no sense. You're supposed to get a momentum, but I guess they're trying to put a target on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn back. You got the Judgment Day, who wants to get their hands on the tag team champions on Raw, and then you got Imperium that want to get their hands on the tag team champions. Then on SmackDown, Soul Sokoa, the Bloodline, Roman Reigns, Soul Sokoa, they're gonna be challenging for the tag team championship. At the Heyman had pulled some screens that what Paul Heyman did. Paul Heyman likely was talking to Roman Reigns on the phone to get Roman's input on this. And we just have to wait and see. But the Judgment Day win, and they win mercifully over the tag team champions, who got each team putting a target on their backs, becoming tag team champions. So hey, we just have to wait and see. All right, that ends the Raw Ring Report. We're gonna move forward to Wrestling Hot Topics. On Wrestling Hot Topics, we want to send our prayers. We want to send our prayer warriors out there. Prayer warriors pray. Former WWE champion, superstar Billy Graham. Superstar Billy Graham, wife Valerie, saying that superstars on life support. We want to show our love and support to the one and only superstar Billy Graham. Hopefully, it'll be a different outcome. Hopefully, it doesn't have to be well worse than it is. We want to wish, hopefully, praying and for the superstar. Superstar Billy Graham, he was very too sweet to be sour. Used to make all those raps like Muhammad Ali and the rest of them. One thing about Billy Graham, he was a flamboyant WWE champion. He was more flamboyant than Hulk Hogan. And he brought in like Bella Boas and stuff. So we wish superstar Billy Graham. We pray that everything goes well for the superstar heading forward. Also, to Heyman page, showing this right here. He's one Pat on what Heyman's trying to do, but we just have to wait and see what the Heyman gonna do coming forward. So hey, we just have to wait and see. Speaking of that, Raw Women, SmackDown Women's Champion Rhea Ripley, she's showing off her calves and her muscles. Rhea Ripley showing off everything that she does. So hey, that's one thing about Rhea Ripley. Showing her calves and muscles. So we have to wait and see on that one and see how that's gonna go. Well, we told you next week on Raw, this is gonna happen. Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes, a week before their match at Night of Champions, they're gonna be on the one roof. How these two combustible elements will continue after what Cody has said tonight. But Cody said that he has to go through Brock Lesnar to get what he needs to get at to win the Undisputed World Championship on SmackDown, whenever that might be. Might have to wait and see. Also, too, Trish Stratus and Becky Lynch will be in the same booth as well as these two legendary women prepare to sign the contract for Night of Champions. Which one of these two women will sign that contract for Night of Champions? Without doing that, we'll have that SummerSlam, but it ain't going to be the case. After what Lynch said, she won't get her hands on Stratus next week. She will be able to do something next week. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. And finally, we saw the tag team champions being placed on a target on their back. Tag team champions have their work cut out for them. They're going to have to look for a partner against the Imperium next week. So Imperium trying to make a stashing debut. A well debut for Imperium do so. Taking down the tag team champions and probably earning Vinci and what's his name, tag team championship match sooner rather than later down the road. How that's going to be. And also, too, Seth Rollins, he's going to reveal part 2 in his interview, what he really thinks about Roman Reigns. We'll just have to wait and see on that one. All right, we're going to end that with the man who could be World Heavyweight Champion, Seth Rollins. Or this, we're going to end it with the tag team champions being put targets on their back against all WWE factions. So, I mean, they got to watch their backs more than ever. So you know how that goes. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Raw Ring Report. We'll see you tomorrow for the NXT Ring Report. I've been your host, Kenny Dixon. So long.